Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Change Your Mindset as Newcomers to Find Your Way, presented by Vision2Reality Foundation and Coquitlam Public Library. I'm Shirley from the Coquitlam Public Library. So nice to see you all here. So the library is glad to partner with the Vision2Reality Foundation and honored to have Winnie and Anne-Christine from the Vision2Reality Foundation as our presenters for tonight. So first of all, I would like to give you an introduction to our presenters, Winnie and Anne-Christine. So Winnie Hsu, the president and founder of the Vision2Reality Foundation, is a successful local business owner of NexGen Accounting firm for over 20 years. She started the Vision2Reality Foundation to assist newcomers and immigrants to start their own businesses in New BC. She will share with us her experience and also the successful stories on how to achieve a successful career and new life in Canada as newcomers. And Anne-Christine Simon is an HR specialist in Berlin, and she came to Canada last summer with her husband and two lovely boys. So she is the Vision2Reality Foundation's People and Cultural Development Coordinator. So I am Shirley, and I'm the librarian from the Coquitlam Public Library. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to share with you about the library resources for newcomers, and then we'll pass over to Winnie and Anne-Christine for the presentations. So, okay, and then we'll have time for some questions and answers at the end. So now, today we're going to talk about our presentation is Change Your Mindset as Newcomers to Find Your Way. And I'm going to talk about the library services and resources for newcomers. So as you know, the Coquitlam Public Library have two branches, the Pori branch and also Center Library, and we belong to the same library system though. So besides that, we also have a library mobile called the Link, you see in the picture. And they travel in Coquitlam, different parts of the Coquitlam, to provide service for people living close by, 7 days a week. And we also have the library e-branch, which is the website that provide access to the electronic library collections and also digital resources. So how can you have access to them? It's very easy. All you need to do is to join the library and get the library membership. So let's talk about the resources from the Coquitlam Public Library. So as you know, you can borrow books, fictions and non-fictions, and also lots of newspaper, DVD, but we can access to more material besides that. You can have access to electronic resources, including e-books, e-audiobooks, e-magazines, e-newspaper, and other electronic resources. You can do it for learning, for entertainment, for streaming movies, and enjoy documentaries. You can use the resource for lifelong learning and to improve yourselves. And also as a newcomer, you may not know anyone when you come here, but by joining more community events like attending library events, you can have the opportunity to build up your connections, to know more people, and to have more community engagement. So how can you access them? Very simple. Join the library and get the library card. So how can you apply for library membership? It's very easy. You can either apply online and fill in the form and submit it, or you can apply in person in either the Pori Library or the Center Library or on the library link, the library mobile. So you just need to show some document like the picture ID and also a proof of address, something like driving license or a passport or even the bill that have your address there. So it's very easy, it's free. And children under 14 needs to come with their parent to apply for it or a guardian. And the children under 14 get a very special library card with beautiful graphics though. So now I want to show you some of the noteworthy electronic resources from the library. So with the library card, you can access lots of materials, including e-books, e-audiobooks, e-magazines, and e-resources. So I'm going to pinpoint some of the resources. For example, you can use access to Libby. It's a platform that allows you to access to e-books, e-audiobooks, and e-magazines. Like for example, they have material for children, teens, and adults, and you have ebooks for fictions, non-fictions, and different genres, and even for audiobooks and magazines. And you can see that we have the Press Reader, which is another platform for you to access to e-newspaper and magazines in English, also in other languages as well. And we have the Hoopla. So I'm going to tell you more later after it. So how can you access to all those resources? I tell you, it's very simple. Just go to the library homepage. So as you know, if you see the library homepage, I just have a screenshot here though. So you can go to the top left corner. You see borrow it, learn and use it, program event. Choose learn and use it. And from the list of the options, you pick Explore and Learn Online. So there are two ways to access it. If you don't know the name of the resources, you can go to the Explore and Learn Online page and to find the resource group by categories though. But if you know the name, as I showed you before, then you can just go straightly to Learn and Explore and Learn Online, and then go to A to Z database list, and then you have access to them. So it's very easy. All you need to do have library card, and then you can log in. Log in by your library card, by the back of the library barcode, the whole number, and then the PIN, which should be your last 4 digits of a telephone number. So the first thing I want to show you is Lincoln Learning. It's a really useful resources that provide you to access over hundreds and thousands of courses for business, for marketing, for technology skills, and they are taught by professionals in that field, not by any normal person. And also, so you can access it with your Coquitlam library card anytime. I can do it when the library closed, as long as you have a local library card at home though, as long as you have an internet access though. And the cool thing about this one is that there are lots of courses, like for example, if you're like a business owner, then you can use this to brush up the skill, like how to learn the marketing or something to help you as a business owner, or you want to brush up the skill for technology, like how to better PowerPoint presentation, that can help you as well. So the classes sometimes they can be really long, but the good thing is they can divide in many division, very short, like a few minutes for each session. And then, for example, if you don't have time to finish one class one night, you can finish each session in different time of the day. So eventually you can finish a whole classes. And when you're done, you can get a certificate though. So it's very nice. So all you need to do, just so you know, this resources is not free. The library pay for it so that you can have access to it. So make sure you access from the library, and then you can access it for free though. Another really cool resource I want to mention to you guys called Career Cruising. So it's again, it's a platform that helps people to look for, not only to look for job, but also to learn more about a career guidance tool. So you can know about what kind of, for example, if you're interested career field you want to achieve, you can find more information. You can know what kind of education they need to, what kind of education they require for you. And also they interview the person who in the field so they know what kind of actual task they're going to do. Again, so they can access from the library website for free, for 24/7. Another really cool resource I want to mention to you is called Transparent Language Online. So this is a good platform for people to practice the language skills for over 100 languages. So for different language speaker though, so you can, for example, you can learn a foreign language, or you can even practice English as a different language speaker. They can learn English as, for example, as a Korean speaker, as a Japanese speaker, as a German speaker, as an Iranian speaker. So all you need to do is have a Coquitlam library card, and you can call, as long as you have internet access, you can use it. Another really cool resource is called Press Reader. So again, it's a platform that allows you access to e-newspaper and e-magazines, not only in English, but also all over the world in different languages. So it's a really cool one. You really feel like you're flipping a newspaper or magazines. Again, as long as you have a news library card, you can access it for free online. Another really cool resource called Canopy. Canopy is a resource that you can provide you free access to movies and documentaries, not only in English, but also they are a big collection of world language documentaries though. So yeah, so not only in Chinese, Japanese, Korean, many different languages, foreign language documentaries and movies though. So for this one, the resource is only for Coquitlam residents because of licensing agreement. So, but still it's a very interesting resources. Okay, now I'm talking about Hoopla. Hoopla is a platform that provides you to access to e-books, e-audiobooks, comics, e-magazines, movies, TV series, and also music though. The cool thing about this resource is that you can actually borrow it right away. So you do not have to reserve. So again, this is only limited to Coquitlam residents due to licensing agreement. So because, okay, so I just want to let you know, there are, besides those interesting resources, we still have resources and services for newcomers. So we have the library champions. So basically, for newcomers who have been here for a longer time, like permanent, they can try to volunteer in order to help other newcomers though. If you have, and also we have, that's the New to BC project. So you can take a look later though. So I just want to mention that we also have English practice group in the library. So so basically it's a partnership project we share that people can join and to practice the conversation skills. And also we have the Foundation's English classes. It's a ESL classes. You can also check out the website. And also this is actually a partnership project with the Coquitlam Continuing Study Education though. And we have the ESL book clubs that you can borrow and to make your own ESL book club though. So you need information, you can check out the link. So before I end, I just want to let you know, besides books and electronic resource, you can also check out many non-traditional material in the library, like the binocular kits, some of the robots like the ozone bots and the spirals, and some of the play-away launch pad, and energy matters too. So yeah. So how do you get update about library program and services? You can check the library website. You can download the library app, co-library app to your device and smartphone. You can check out the library program guides and also subscribe to the library newsletter. And of course, check with the library staff. So if you have any questions about library, you can always call us or send email questions though. So of course, we have definitely more resources and services, but because of time constraint, we can talk about, you can leave questions in the chat feature though. Now I'm going to pass over to our speaker, Winnie and Anne-Christine. So thank you, Winnie. Let's make Winnie a big welcome then. Thank you, Winnie.
Thank you, everyone, and especially Shirley. I even learned something. I lived in Coquitlam so many years, I didn't really know everything you offer from the library. So for sure, some of the informations, you know, like can help myself too, I believe. Can you guys all see the screen pretty good? Okay. That's wonderful. So basically, Vision2Reality Foundation is a 100% online business community. We started only in fall 2021. And then by May 2022, we actually launched a 24/7 online business community. In that way, we welcome all the newcomers, all the people, they have ambitions to open their own business, to join our foundation, to learn from the local business owner, to learn from the local business professionals, and also many people around the world. They actually, business leaders, they also joined our community because they wanted to offer a world view. We all know as of today, Vancouver or Greater Vancouver area is a really big immigration communities, and many of us, we actually move from different countries, come to here. This is why we bring so many things into this new community from our own cultures, our own backgrounds, and the experience, the skills, and language, and food, and festivals. And we're bringing so many things. So it's great for everybody can live together and then can learn from each other, at the same time appreciate the different cultures we have to make our life more rich. That's my personal experience. So today I'm only going to take around 15-20 minutes to share my own experience, what I think most important to change your mindset when you move to a new country, move to a new job, or just move to a new city and starting something new. So I believe that's the mindset actually applied to everywhere for your own futures. So this is just my personal experience, maybe not applied to everybody. So I just wanted you guys to just listen and pick up whatever can apply to you or useful for you. So basically, for me, and I'm going to introduce myself, and most people already know me here, and some people don't really know me. And the QR code basically is showed all my personal information regarding my business and also our foundation. So if you wanted to find out more, you can just use your smartphone to scan this QR code. And I came to Canada about 30 years ago from China, and as a poor student, basically had nothing, don't know nobody, don't have money. But today, I lead a group of business professional or accounting professionals. We have a small accounting firm service around 200 local small business clients. And so we're really, really proud of our business. But today I'm more excited talking about our foundation, because the foundation now becoming our own company's social impact project. So today there's a participant here. They're coming from our company. They are also the accounting professionals, and they wanted to help the newcomers. They wanted to help the people come to BC, come to Coquitlam, and they wanted to start their own business. So many of us already have some experience, and we wanted to share that particular experience. We have many YouTube's videos and can show you the business workshop. And also we inviting local business owners to share their own stories. So my story is just one person's story. So we invite many other people from different background, and they can share their story, how they start a business, why they start a business, what kind of business they start. Is that difficult or is that easy? What is the pros and cons to own your own company? What is the challenges they face when they becoming their own boss? So there's many stories you guys can see from our YouTube channel, and those all free right now. All our foundation's service is free from our workshop once a month by local business professionals, and then we have once a month storytelling. We invite a small business owner to give us the stories, basically telling us how they did, or create their company. And then the third, we have a tri-mentorship program, and we have mentors and match with 2 mentees. And we have a few weeks program, and they can get to know each other, asking questions. So that's also free. The main one for our organization is our online community. And right now, our online community is growing like leaps and bounds, and I couldn't even believe it. We're going to reach 300 members just in a couple of days. So that's our goal for that. So today, my first mindset, question where I'm thinking about this talk is the mindset of illustrated by this bus. I know most of us, if we are moving from other country to come to Canada, we actually take the airplanes, not taking bus, come here. But there are also other people just move from other provinces to BC, from other states, from US, they maybe drive here, right? So I'm just using this bus more like an analogy, and just say all of us actually get on this bus, come to Canada now. Doesn't matter what the reason we get on this bus. I know many of our friends, like I personally have tons of friends, and also our business in my accounting business, like many of them actually come from different countries all over the world, and for different reasons. So you maybe get on the bus because you're a student, like international student come here. You maybe get on this bus because you're really young and your parents just, take you here. You have no choice. Just like I and Christine's 2 boys, they don't have choice. They just come with mom and dad. Or maybe your country has wars or maybe political issues, and you have to come out as a refugee to come here. Or another reason, maybe you're just wanted to come here to find a job. Like there's all different kind of reasons you choose to immigrate here. So there's so many reasons us to coming to this particular country. And but I'm thinking, but right now we're all getting on this bus already. And if this time you're still thinking, oh, what if I stayed in where, like my own country? Well, what if I'm staying there, I would, have this. If 5 years ago I didn't move to Canada, 10 years ago I didn't move to Canada, I probably would be already that position. So basically, there's so many ways, people thinking about come to this country, but I did hear quite a lot of people talking about, gosh, I come here already 10 years, 5 years, if I stayed at that place, I would be whatever. So normally I always thinking back to this bus. I'm thinking when you're in a bus depot, the bus actually going to different directions, going to the north, south, like east, west, but you only have one body. You only can choose one bus to get on. You can't really go every directions. So once you already decide to get on this bus, or maybe you have no choice, you have to get on this bus. And maybe better just to switch your mind to enjoy the scenery, to enjoy what's happening on your bus journey, not just constantly thinking about, like so-and-so, constantly thinking about what's happening, like to behind me. Or if I'm going to the West, thinking about what happened in the East, what happened in the West, what if I go to that country? If you're constantly thinking this, you cannot focus on your own direction. And then you're probably wasting that energy and time to constantly complaining, or maybe worrying, or maybe thinking about other type of things. So this is my first thinking about switching our mindset. And I think this mindset switching or change the mindset actually definitely helped me a lot. When I came to Canada, I already actually graduated university, worked for a few years in China, had a really good job. And I came here, I basically did a babysitting, cleaning houses, McDonald's, and selling fries. And then I worked in fast food restaurants as a kitchen helper, cutting vegetables or making milkshakes or making salad. And then I work in the warehouse, packing big boxes and doing the shippings or deliveries. And so there's so many different kind of a job I did here. And I could be a university teacher or instructor in China. I could be in a research institute as a scientist in China. I could be, a leader in some organization in China. And if I constantly thinking that, and when I'm doing these kind of starting, work, I would be complaining. I would be thinking every day I was complaining, right? I mean, not happy and not really enjoy this particular bus. So that's my first bus, story. And then the second one, sorry, I'm constantly moving my mouse here. So the second one, I'm thinking switching your mind or change your mindset is taking some inventories of yourself. Because many of us come here, I can say either already or as adults, if you come here, you probably already graduated from college, or probably you already have some business skills back home. Either you own a company, or maybe you're already working for a professional position for many, many years. And you realize you have many skills already. You learned lots of things already. And so just take some inventory and see what kind of things you already have. And then thinking about what you wanted to be, where you wanted to be. So first of all, thinking about where you are now and, like what you have financially or skill sets, or maybe your mental strengths or your physical health, and thinking about those one as your current situation, and then thinking about where you wanted to go. So this mindset also helped me. So at the time when I came to Canada, basically I have no money. I sit on the basement floor and then pull a little book and writing down my goals and thinking I have nothing. I had one mattress somebody picked from the dumpsters back to the house, put in that basement. I basically just sleep on that one piece of a mattress on the floor. There's nothing in that small room I rent. But at the time, I'm taking the inventory. I said, okay, what Winnie already have? Okay, I graduated university, got my science degree, and I worked for a few years. I had a little bit experience, as a teacher or as a working in a company. And then where I wanted to go. Okay, at the time I came here, I know in Canada, the middle class average income is around 50,000 Canadian dollars. So I wrote a goal. I said, want 50,000 in 5 years. So that's exactly how I did at the time. Just thinking about where I am now and where I wanted to go. And that's one of the mindset I did as well. So the next one I wanted to share with you guys regarding the changing your mind is to every single day, we always have lots of challenges. Doesn't matter personally, family, or work-related, job-related, your business-related, or even you just drive on the street and see somebody really bad driver cut you off, or you know, like or maybe just had an accident is something you really don't want it to happen. But if you're always focusing on those kind of things, you're going to be worry more and not totally happy and more irritated and more easy to get mad, right? But if you're thinking your journey in Canada or just our life in general, we're basically coming here, you know, our life just like a river. So this river is going to have lots of turns, and it's going to have rocks, mountains, and some places they just couldn't go through. They have to take a big long turn to around the mountain. So maybe not everything can happen as what we planned. If I did a plan in 5 years, I earned 50,000. Maybe in 5 years I only earned 20,000. So maybe I earn 100,000. Who knows, right? So that, I mean, never going to be exactly the same as what we planned. But as long as we're thinking we're on this river, our eyes focus in the front, and if we see, okay, far away, there's a mountain. So I have to decide, do I need to cut through by a tunnel? Or I need to maybe make a turn, go a little bit long way to get where I wanted to go. But eventually they all end up in the ocean. So that's how I see it. Just have the patience when we, taking a new job or try to starting a new career, or maybe starting a new business or move to a new country. That's always happened. All of us are facing exactly the same situation. Doesn't matter which country you come from. Doesn't matter where you want to be. Basically, we're all facing exactly the similar type of challenges, and just to every single person may be different, right? Some person may be thinking this is just a rock. I'm just going to go over it. And some people are saying, wow, this rock look like a huge mountain. I can't go over it. I'm going to bump my head to it. Just everybody feels a bit different for each challenges. But if we're thinking about our life is as a river, and they eventually they're going to keep going. They eventually going to go to where you want it to be. But I always appreciate, because I had a good mentors when I came here. I did a hookup with some business owners. They teach me what to do. So I'm seeing them just like they're seeing in front of me. I have a big mountain, but they're the one already carved a tunnel, and they already know there's a secret way. There's a tunnel can go through. And I'm new in Canada. I had no idea. But if they showed me, I know, oh, here is actually I can cut through here, just like a half a year I get there. But if I'm going to the long way, turn around, it take me another 3 years. So this is why you wanted to have somebody, your mentor. And this is also one of the reasons why I'm launching this Vision2Reality Foundation with a few of the like-minded people. I have two of my co-founders actually in here. One is Quinky, one is Hubert. And we have the same type of vision, because we all came to Canada more than 10 years. And we really wanted to give back to the people, to the newcomers. And we don't want them to been through all the challenges. If we can show them some tips, and you don't have to go through all those turns, maybe you can go through a little tunnel, like we already carved out, and then you can have a less that kind of challenges. So this is my personal thinking about mind changing. And the number 4 mind changing is the last one I'm going to share with you, is thinking about the advantage as a newcomer. most of the people I heard, they're talking about, oh, I have the disadvantage. My English is so poor. I didn't speak English, and I don't know Canadian way. I mean, Canadian way completely different than where my country is. In my country, maybe I do business, just shake hand, everything done. And here I have to go through so many paperwork. Or they say, maybe in my country, if I go to looking for a job, I probably just go to knocking, every office doors. But here I have to send the resumes, and then the people maybe just throw to the garbage and don't even look at them. Or if I send them a message, they don't even reply to me. And there's so many new ways in Canada. It's not our way from our country, but focus on the advantage as a newcomer. So many, in the beginning there, I basically decide I have to learn English because my English was really bad when I came to Canada. Even I passed the TOEFL exam, but only know how to maybe some grammars, right? Or read a little bit, but nobody practiced verbal English at the time. So basically I made the decision. I said the first things I have to do, I have to learn English. If I don't learn English, I can't really achieve the goal I set for myself. So basically I got a shoebox or like just like a small box. I packed all my Chinese books and tapes and any Chinese magazines I brought here, which is the one I really love. And it make me thinking about home, make me thinking about my parents, my families. So I packed everything there. I sealed them. I put a note there. I said in 2 years, after I had my good English, and then I can open this box. So literally, I put that box in the closet and wait after 2 years, I could speak English. I could communicate in English before I open that box to look at the things I really love, to listen to music really mean a lot to me, from back home. So this is the decision I made. But at the time, I always thinking, what is the advantage we bring to this new community? And many times people always thinking about disadvantage. So the first job first office job I got in Canada was in a small office with 9 employees. Every single person is a Caucasian. I'm the only Asian people there, and they never had any employees, not Caucasian in that particular office. And of course, they always thinking you don't have the same culture, your English is bad, and you don't have a Canadian experience. But eventually, after I worked there for 2-3 years, and people realize, oh gosh, your culture is interesting. I can learn something. So they ask lots of questions about, how you grow up, like what kind of a life you have in a communist country, like they're interested in, they more, and my language ability also grow because they constantly correcting me. They said, this is not the right way you say it. That's not the right way you say it. And they constantly correcting my English and give me lots of a chance to learn the English and to improve. And also my life experience is very different than the people, Canadian boys and girls, they grew up in here in BC. And so they couldn't understand. They said, how come you think this way? Where you come that idea? Because of the background, the knowledge, the life experience and the culture I grew up is different than the people grew up here. And I brought in some innovations. I brought in some new ways that company can do things or can make changes and can help their business grow. So I truly believe as a newcomer, we needed to focus more on our advantage than disadvantage. So I'm basically done what I needed to talk. And if anybody wants to get to know me, there's a QR code in the end. You guys can scan. And so, and Christine is going to share some of her talks. And mainly she is only coming here last summer. So she's in the job hunting, looking for employment, looking for all the opportunities, try to figure out where she wanted to be, what job she wants to get. She done tons of research, and she is the single one person I met and have that kind of energy and the drives to do so many research for any corners she can find the opportunity for employment, and then compare them and then go to reach out to different people. So I'm thinking her sharing will definitely help many people here. If you are looking for a job, just graduate, or you just come to a new country, or maybe in your life career right now, you're thinking to make a change. So Anne-Christine's attitude and also her research skill and many things she's going to share definitely going to benefit you. That's I say. So anybody have any questions or you guys wanted to ask me later?
So Winnie, thank you. First of all, there are no questions in the chat, but if you feel good, you can just unmute yourself or just type it in the chat and we will answer this later.
Mm-hmm. So now I gave the mic to Anne-Christine, and in the end, we have a Q&A session.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Regarding our organization, okay?
Thank you so much. Yes, a warm welcome from me as well. I think I introduced myself again. So I'm Anne-Christine, I'm from Berlin, Germany. And like Winnie said, I moved here 7 months ago. So I'm a newcomer, still a newcomer. And yes, we moved here I moved here with my family, with my husband and with my 2 boys, and they had no chance to say no. So really, Winnie, you're absolutely right. In my profession, I'm since 2008 working as an HR generalist in Berlin, with experience in the IT, the solar cell industry, and the last 10 years in healthcare. I'm experienced in small, medium, and large, and complex and unionized environments. So a highly skilled immigrant to Canada. Very difficult to find a job. Maybe some of you will explore this as well, or are on the same, let's say, on the same boat. Winnie had this beautiful picture with the mountains and with a river. So I will talk about how to get a job interview. Yes, how to get a job, or will someone knock on your door and offer you a job? So spoiler alarm, no one will do that. So what you have to do now is get out of your chair, get out of your house, your apartment, your condo. You have to do something. You have to do homework, and you have to do it every day. So first of all, I want to talk about job search. Let's think about all the job boards. They're online. So we have Indeed. Big companies have job boards. You can sign up for job alerts, everything. There's a lot of stuff out there. Just get into the industry you're looking for and just research. There are tons of webinars, e-learning platforms, ISSFBC and the library, the Vancouver Public Library and the Coquitlam Library. They have so good stuff to learn. So you can learn about the Canadian experience. You can learn about writing a resume and a cover letter, or having like a cover letter and resume clinics. You can learn about your NOC code. So that's the National Occupation Classification Code. You need that because you have to classify or to transform your job title into the Canadian system. Just for example, for my NOC code, I will share later a few links to that so that you can see that. There's not just one job title for my profession. You will have more than one, just to check and not to focus on one of them. So you need to be flexible. So learn about your job title, learn about the expected salary. You could also do this all online so that if you had a job interview and someone is asking you, and they will ask you, what is your expected salary or what is your expectation? So just read it and have it in your mind, and don't say something like $20,000 or $100,000 because I've earned that in my company, in my previous country. So make your reference list. So ask people, ask your supervisor, ask colleagues, collect these informations, just ask them. I know we have a time difference. So in Germany, we have 9 hours time difference, and maybe not all of them are speaking English. Don't worry, just write it down, just have it with you. Just think about if your degree you have has to transform in the Canadian system. So there's a degree equivalency you could do here. Some of you has to do it. Some of you don't. Just find it out. There are a lot of case and settlement worker in your community near to you. So there are a lot of nonprofit organizations like ISSFBC, for example. Then we have Mosaic, or there are a lot of them. Just find them out, just reach out to them and just say, hello, my name is, I'm here from, and I need help, and they will help you. Winnie mentioned programs like mentoring programs. We have career paths. There are a lot of government-founded programs. The library has it as well, like the library champions. But please check your eligibility. This is all, this means you have to have the right visa status for that. So, for example, if you just have a work permit, you can't attend. So find out what kind of other resources you can attend. And I can tell you, they are more resources. So be flexible means part-time, full-time, your location. I was talking to a taxi driver last week, and he was from Surrey, and he said, I had a work permit, and I wanted to apply for the PR, but I didn't get a job here in Vancouver. So what he did was, he took a job from the Yukon for 2 years at the government. But then he told me, so he was from India, and he said it was too cold for me. I couldn't stand it there, so I have to move. But he has this 2 years of experience, got this from the Yukon. It was perfect for his PR, and he couldn't find a job here in Vancouver. So location. So if you are not like settled at one point, so when you have kids and they're in school, be flexible at the location and be flexible with the salary as well. So that's one point. The other point is job networking. That's also a 24/7 job. First of all, I would recommend to you set up a professional profile in your business network. This could be LinkedIn. I think it should be LinkedIn here in Canada, but maybe you have more than one. So just do it. It needs to be up to date. So 24/7, if something is changing or if you see something, be creative, just change it and just look if it fits for you. Connecting with potential companies. Remember, you have to use a different text when you reach out to a recruiter or when you reach out to supervisors from a company. Yeah, that's really, really, really important. Don't use the same text for each person you are reaching out. Another thing you could do is job fairs, open recruiting house events. Now it's getting spring. There are a lot of fairs now out there. I will share my screen later, and we'll set a link in the chat box so that you can just check it, how this looks like, and where you could search for that. These are also good events. Also, you will have workshops, conferences, and expos. You could also train your interview skills. So just explore it, just do it with someone. You will also have AI sessions. So for example, ISSFBC has also the opportunity to train this with an AI. Get your elevator pitch, follow-up strategy, and volunteering. I will also share a link to that. Try to find a volunteering spot for you that fits to your profession and that really is a kind of win-win situation. And have a little bit of fun, because this is all so exhausted, what you now have to do, or you're still doing, right? All the things I was talking about, it is so important. Get yourself organized. So have an Excel document, have a Word document, use open source, whatever, just use something, write it down. Or if you just grab a piece of paper and just write it down. So I was reaching out for the supervisor, blah, 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 at the time, blah, 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 blah. So let's say I follow up in the next 2 weeks. So just write it down. And yeah, we'll come to the end. And this is
and you can share some of your screens. I know you have tons of resource, and also Shirley just shared that career cruise, that one from the library. That one also going to help lots of people.
Yes.
But you can share some of your links and to help the new people maybe can getting a little bit more information?
Yes. So the first link I want to share with you is, it's called the Data AXA Reference Solution. So I have to just organize my screen here. So can you see it? Yeah, very good. Okay, so what you could do here, that's a perfect research tool where you could just start searching for a company. So when you see, for example, I want to know something about the C-SPAN company. Okay, I wrote it wrong. So it's C-SPAN, I think that's how it's spelled. Yeah. And so what you will have here is you will have the names, you will have the address, and you will have all the other stuff. So when you don't find them on LinkedIn, just try and start with that. So there are tons of information here about the company maybe you are applying for, or you already applied for. So this is a company in Nanaimo, okay, but it doesn't matter. So it takes a few seconds. Yeah. So this is something you get for free. Just get your library card and that's all. So you can research forever here. There is so many information. So then I was talking about the resume and cover letter workshop. So I've had this here. That's tomorrow. So when you have time, just join this session so you can attend here. I will open it, that you can see it. So I did it as well. That's the workshop from ISS of BC. Then we have this, we have here the World Education Services. What you could do here is just check or evaluate if your profession you've earned from your previous country is with the Canadians, it matches with the Canadian system. So you could do this here. Then I was talking about the NOC code. And I had here my human resources manager. And the only thing I just did was I just used the word human. And then I've got these informations here. So annual salary, minimum education. And as you can see, there are tons of information. So you can just check it, check. Just read it and try to find your information that you're looking for. And last but not least, here you can find it's Eventbrite. Maybe you've heard from that. Just type here in this field like open house recruiting or job fair or whatever, and you will find one. And you will see here the spring volunteer job fair. This is also a fair where we as V2RF Foundation are attending and looking for volunteers. So yes, I will bring all these information, all the links into the chat box.
That's great. Yeah, so you can put those links in the chat box. Anybody have a question, and we can help out. And now we're in the Q&A session, and we only have a few minutes left to end today's events. So I just wanted to see if anybody have questions.
Okay. First of all, I just want to make a big thank you to Winnie and Anne-Christine for very informative, interesting presentation and sharing. So first of all, give a big thank you to Winnie and Anne-Christine. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you, everyone.